What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are. What's up Wednesday with G, the number one Cowboy fan, and I got a host, a posse behind me, ready to bring some good content. So let's give it up. Let's bring them in right now. Let's give it up. Here they are. Woo, we deep tonight, baby. We got Cowboys champ in the house. We got Danny Savage Guru in the house, Draft Guru. We got DB. We got Football Junkie. We got our moderator. He got our moderator. What she was there, Flea. But what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing, man?
How's it going, fellas? How's it going?
Yes, sir. You know it, man. It's hump day and getting over the hump. Getting over the hump. Let's get it.
Yeah. Danny, how you doing, brother? Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Danny? You just muted. All right, so anyway, we're going to get started. First of all, we're going to say what's up to all the subscribers and all the followers of the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Like I always say, without you guys, man, this is absolutely impossible. So let's give it up for our subscribers and followers. Danny, can you hear us? I guess he can't hear. But anyway, we'll keep going till they get it together. Also, do me a favor, hit the like button, also hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video is posted. So we got some things to talk about tonight, and I know you guys see it, the honest truth of the Dallas Cowboys drought. But before we get into that, we got some news you can use. So let's get on into these news. All right, we got Patrick Wright. Patrick Wright is in the house, and we're waiting on PR Cowboys. Hopefully he'll be in, but he might be working. I don't know. But that's Patrick Wright. That's my fire starter right there. Give it up for Patrick Wright. He said, "What's up, Cowboy Nation?" Yeah. So here we are. We've been talking a little bit before we even went on live. Lord Nova is in the house. Lord Nova 85 is in the house. EA Tro is in the house as well, man. So we kind of been chopping it up on the side. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, there he is. What's up, G? CD practice today. That's a good idea. That's great. It's great news, and we're gonna get into that. We got EA Tro in the house. We definitely need Overshawn back, taking that explosive playmaker. You so right. Give it up for EA Tro. So let's get into this news, and we're gonna kind of hold it off till everybody else comes in. But we got a lot of things going on, and guys, you guys can definitely chime in on what we got going on. So first of all, we have a shuffle going on. Basically, if you guys wasn't aware of the Cowboys reshuffle deck on practice squad roster with wide receiver reunion. So it's been told that Jalen Cropper was released. He was waived for a minute, but then they brought him back. They brought him back on the practice squad. So he was elevated due to the absence of CeeDee Lamb and Cavante Turpin. But now he's back. We got some additional help that might be coming until we get our full crew back. Jonathan Mingo, basically a former second-round pick of the Carolina Panthers, who the team acquired before last year's trade deadline. So he's made very little impact, but again, he might get an opportunity to step on the field today. So, guys, how y'all feeling about that with the opportunity that we might be getting CD back, and Cavante Turpin? So it's possible. How you feeling about that, Cowboys champ?
Well, they'll have out the offense for a minute, but yeah, you know how this team is right now. I'm not gonna get into it, but we know how the team is. The team,
yeah,
it's a disarray right now. So, but yeah.
Danny Savage, can you hear us?
Yeah, I was having some issues. I couldn't hear you, so I signed out and then I got back in.
Okay, all right. So we got Danny Savage, the guru, in the house. Give it up for Danny Savage, holding down the East Coast. So I was just throwing it out there, man, that it's a possibility that we might have CD back, and Turpin and Tyler Booker might be coming back, and also we had waived Jalen Cropper, but we brought him back to the practice squad, and we might get a little play from Jonathan Mingo. So how do you feel about the little shuffle that we got going on right now?
I mean, he can't do any worse. I mean, it's not like Tolbert's doing anything. And, listen, we did give up a round 4 pick for the kid. So put him out there. Either he catches or get rid of him, but he should be healthy. He should have fresh legs, Maybe he has some pep to his step. We'll see. You
Yeah.
know.
So DB, I want to introduce DB. DB is a friend of Football Junkie, and I've been had a chance to talk with him as well. So he's going to join us tonight. It's a pleasure having you on here with us tonight, DB. But I want to ask you a question. What is the chances of CD playing this weekend? Is it possible with a high ankle sprain like that he suffered? Do you think he's at least 80%?
Well, knowing the competitor that CD is he's a flat out baller. Uh, more more importantly, he's a competitor. CD
Yeah,
is a football player. So you know, out being out a couple of weeks, I'm quite sure he's around the 80 percentile. But if I'm Dallas and looking at our offense, I'm not sure if CD coming back this particular week is uh, the best thing for the team as a whole. Looking at the season and the entirety of it, I'm not sure because the offense is still clicking. Now, either one of these guys that you named, do they play defense? Yeah.
that, that,
Now, if, now, if either one of those names you were talking about, including CD, played defense, then I'd be like, yeah, yeah. Now we cooking with some fish grease. But considering the offense hadn't been a problem, other than the little hiccup with the running game last week, I'm I would kind of hold CD the extra week. Kind of that would help with Wingo's. Is it Mingo?
Mingo.
Mingo
Hmm.
Mingo.
conditioning because CD out there, that's less balls for everybody. But considering offense is not the problem, I would hold CD out just that extra week for precaution. But the defense is what I'm absolutely concerned about. So yeah, will CD get back? Knowing the competitor in him, yeah. And seeing George Pickens on the other side, he's eating. I'm sure CD wants a little bit of that action. But if I'm the all things Dallas Cowboys, I'd hold him out an extra week and allow him to come back 100%. But I'm focused on the defense right now. That's what I'm focused on, fellas.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna get into that because that's going to lead us right into the honest truth about these Dallas Cowboys. But football junkie. So, what are you feeling about the move that we can use Cavante Turpin? But man, I really been liking Ryan Flanoy at that third receiver. So, uh, with these two coming back, do you expect them to come back this week, or should you do the same as what DB is saying and just kind of wait another week or so?
For as far as CD Lamb is concerned, yes, I agree with DB 110% on the CD Lamb factor part of the situation. Well, we miss him, but we not ailing for him at all.
Right.
Uh, yes, he'll propose another threat. You know, what I'm saying give defensive coordinators more to look at. DBs the more to worry about. But I'm more interested than in Turpin being back than CD because Turpin gives us he flips the field for us on special teams. He really does. He flips the field for us on special teams. Um, he gives added pressure from the special teams standpoint. Uh, I would rather have Turpin back in the special teams role situation
Mhm.
more, but the Turpin situation it kind of falls over into the CD Lamb situation too as well. We're not hurting without him, yes, we would like them to have him back, you know what I'm saying, for the special teams part of the scenario. Yes. Um, when I look at Ryan Floyd, he doesn't have the speed of Turpin or CD, but he's been showing that he has quality hands. He's been doing
Mhm.
an exceptionally damn good job catching the football here as of the last few weeks. Uh, I've seen and noticed that they have been using him in the CD Lamb role packaging plays, such as the end arounds and whatnots, some of the tunnel screens and so forth. But Brian Falloy he's doing an exceptionally great job at what he's been doing here for the team offensively. Uh, so right now, as we just fell off the candlestick a little bit last week with the running game. So I mean, we can get this running game back up and rolling against the Washington Commanders, which they showed us and have been consistently showing us week after week that they do have a defense to a notoriety.
Yeah, yeah, those are all good points, man. I really do think you guys got a point. Petro Wright said the damn zone defense is not working. Play man to man coverage and freaking blitz. And we finna get into that defense. I'm just trying to wait till everybody come in, but we just kind of just just taking this, just strolling this along right now. So with that being said, now Cowboys champ, this is the deal right now. George Pickens has a touchdown in every game. These last 6 games, he had no, what 5 games. I'm sorry, 5 games. Six, five, six, six. We're going to week 7, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy has produced touchdowns. Jerry Jones said he's doing well. He's doing good, and he's competing, and he's helping the team out. But he's not ready to talk about negotiations right now. Now you got to remember he's dealing with that same agent that he was dealing with Michael Parsons. So are we still making this personal, or does he still have time to talk about it with our guy George Pickens? What do you think?
It may be a combination of both because Pickens, I know Pickens, he wants his numbers so he can get paid. He ready for his big second contract. But then at the same time, this team do not have a GM. They have an idiot GM. And then the bottom
Hold
line
that
is,
thought,
man, yes,
Cowboys champ. Hold that thought real quick, just for a second, cause we being honest tonight. We finna get down to the nitty gritty. We finna dig, and we're gonna scrape that old sword that we have, Danny. We finna get into this, and we gonna call it for what it is. I see a lot of rhetoric, and I always use that word rhetoric on a good term, but I smell some BS. That's what rhetoric is. Give it up. So go ahead and finish what you're saying, brother. Go ahead.
so right now, man, I do not trust Jerry Jones doing dilly squat. I'm not gonna curse, but I do not trust Grandpa Urine to negotiate, to draft, to trade anybody, even picking out head coaches. 'Cause, man, this team is in disarray right now. No fault to the offense because uh, give Schottenheimer a chance. People got to realize this is his learning curve. He's been in the coaching game for 20 plus years, but this is his first time learning on the curve. So
Right.
at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't expect Cowboys to do anything like go to the playoffs or anything, but I wanted to see progress. And with the running game, uh, yeah, Williams. Every game Williams is
Cowboys
not going to.
Cowboys champ, hold on, hold that. I'm gonna let you explain all that. We just talking about George Pickens right now, and we're gonna
Okay,
get into.
okay. With George Pickens. Okay, with George
Yeah,
Pickens. Um, just wait and see till the end of the season. Just wait and see.
okay. Danny, this George Pickens situation. Should we wait to the end of the season, or I mean, the guy's already kind of showing what he brings to the table. And I mean, what do you
Well,
think right now, Danny?
me personally, it's amazing the transformation you see players make when they're playing for a contract. It's amazing. And then it's amazing once they get that contract, the real player comes back out. I know it's not a popular opinion, but if a team called me up right now and is offering me a 1 or a 2 for Pickens, I would trade him. And just let me just finish though. This is not fantasy football. This is not about MVPs. This is about Super Bowls. If we pay Pickens $100 million, we are going to be the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFC. We're going to have a $250 million quarterback. 200, and not one, but 200 million. We're gonna have $200 million wide receivers, and next year we're gonna have the 32nd ranked defense again. So I just don't know. Like, listen, we would never get the compensation like we got in '89 for Herschel Walker. But if there's a team out there that's calling me up and going to offer me a one for him, bye. How can we justify paying a wide receiver $100
He's not
million
a wide, but
dollars?
Danny, he's not a wide receiver too. He's a one receiver. He's a 1A. I don't know why we keep saying that he's a
Okay, but
wide
he's
receiver.
look. I
He's
also think Dak has played better with the one good wide receiver instead of two. All I'm
uh,
saying is when your defense is 32nd in the NFL, and if there was hypothetically, if there was 50 teams in the NFL, our defense would be ranked 50th. I just don't know how we have so many holes, but Jerry will pay him because that's what the fan base wants. And he's just going to sit back and, we'll put up 30 points a game, but we're going to give up
but
45. But
but Danny, we're really close. It's not the offense. I would say keep
okay,
what
okay,
you have in place and add some. Get rid of that defensive coordinator and add
I
some
agree with
pieces
you. He's
and continue
horrendous.
on. But to
But when your
change
defense is
anything,
32nd, would you rather spend, let's just saying hypothetically, would you spend that? Would you rather have Chris Jones right now on this team, defensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs, Vita
it's
Vea,
it's not
or
even that. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
listen, he's
I hear what you're
Jerry's gonna
saying.
pay him. Jerry's gonna pay him because the fan base wants him. And it's gonna be, like I said, we've
Yeah,
turned into a fan base of stats. Yet
yeah,
in
well,
my era, it's Super Bowls. But
that's what gets
whatever.
people paid now. It's not even about hardware, DB, anymore. You don't have to win a trophy to get the MVP. You don't have to have any type of hardware to be recognized nowadays. We know it's the numbers now. So DB, what are you thinking about? How do you think about this George Pickens and basically Jerry Jones again is going to drag his feet, knowing that he's dealing with the same agent that he was dealing with Michael Parsons. So what's your take on this
Well,
situation?
one can see why the agent, the him having the same agent as Michael, we can understand that, but I'm not gonna bang Jerry up as much about that because, in all fairness, he had made the best decisions when it comes to the money element of it. But Jerry has made sound decisions over throughout his career when it comes to money. Now, is he the best? And again, you said it.
Um,
Rings don't always show, uh, exactly how good someone is. And when it comes
Yeah,
to George Pickens, this agent already accepted the fact that he would be here 1 year without money. That's already been established. So if I'm Jerry, I'm going to ride that wave. I'm going to ride the wave, and knowing Jerry, he will. He's a risk taker. Whether or not is that what's best or not, we can always debate that. I mean, we're 6 games in, and what you gonna do? Hand him $100 million? There are players in the organization that have played longer that didn't get this type of notoriety and action. And don't get me wrong, I'm not shortcoming George Pickens, but he's almost saved the season for us. I mean,
yeah,
what we do have on offense, we got to give him a lot of credit. He and Dak being able to be on the same page has kept us in ball games. So paying him $100 million after 6 games, I think it just that's just a bad move. But I can see where he's making a case that, hey, if he keeps this up, then I mean, yes, you got to break the bank. I mean, you can't cheapskate the man or
right.
let him walk in free agency. But with the way this team is set up right now, because we really don't know. This is a 500 ball club basically right now. So you want players to prove out, and it's not just George Pickens, but there's a lot of players that you want to see how they perform under this particular circumstance. And if he proves out, then we'll bring our money to the table just like every other team. But right now is not a time to go making $100 million decisions because you got bigger fish to fry right now. So I just, me personally, I think that it'd be prudent to wait just a little while, at least to after this season. And when, the season plays out, then we can sort of rehash and rethink about where we're going, the direction of this team, and how we're going to utilize not just money, but draft capital.
That makes sense. Makes sense. So before we get going any further, we got to welcome our guy, PR Cowboys in the house. Give it up for PR Cowboys.
What's going on, fellas?
We kind of been trying to drag it out a little bit till you got here because we definitely don't want to move any forward. We don't go any further without without you blessing us with your wisdom. Okay, so the question's been asked right now. I mean, we're talking about George Pickens and how he has contributed to the team and what he's doing so far. And Jerry was asked about George Pickens. He said he's basically competing and he's helping the team. But at the same time, he said, well, I'm not at the point to start discussing a contract. So how do you feel about that?
It's I mean, you can go about it two different ways, right? You're gonna wait this out, and he's gonna have a huge year, like Danny said, playing for that next contract, and you're gonna have all these teams bidding in, and George is gonna take the highest bidder, right? We had it happen with what was the defensive end we had come in, Quinn, on defensive end when he left to Chicago. He had a really good year with us. Yeah, defensive end. Robert Quinn, there you go. He signed and then he went to Chicago, got a big deal, right? That was kind of that's an example that where we've had this happen before, right?
Right.
I just feel like when you gave up the third round to bring him, I would have done a 2-year deal right then and there, at least. Just you get him under the books for 2 years, no matter how he performs this year. And then you can, go into next year, decide what you're going to do. I think that was the first mistake. And I think this is where Jerry has proven with these contracts that that he doesn't make the right moves when he needs to, the early moves. We go back, to the Dak deal where he should have done earlier, all these deals where he should have done earlier. We've talked about this over and over again. But that's my take on this. Like when they traded a third round pick for the guy, I feel like you should have gave him at least talked about giving him a 2-year extension, just to have him under this team for 2. Now you're stuck in a position where, damn, what do we do here? Do teams call me up and give me, do I trade this guy?
Yeah.
Do I try to do a contract negotiation with him now, which is still be probably pretty high, money, or do I wait till the end of the year where it's going to cost me even more just to keep the guy? So I feel like he's in a no-win position here. I think, man, it's just hard to say.
This is what Jerry does, and I think Cowboys champ said earlier, we don't have a damn GM.
Yeah. And like I said, if a team's going to offer me a 1 right away, you got to think long and hard about it, right? You have to listen. You have to hear it out, right? Depending what team it is and what the first round might be, but it's going to be probably from a contender. If somebody's going to come knocking, that's going to be the one. But so I don't know. To me, I keep him. Like I said, I agree with most. Like I said, to me, I would keep him. Because you're in a short window of Dak's career, and you know what? The offense looks really good, right? Hey, let's see if we can this little short stint, and with the first round picks we got, let's see if we can turn this 1-year turnaround with this defense and get what you need. Now the problem with that is you need to pick a defensive coach that's gonna play to your players' strengths on the defensive side of the ball, and not just do what he wants to do. So I think that's where lies the problem. Hey, Jerry, let Schottenheimer pick his defensive coordinator. Don't let you. I mean, it's just that's the problem right there. But I mean, y'all go ahead. I know I took a lot of it, but
no, you're good. One. But Fleabug, moderator, do me a favor. Bring up some of those comments. We want the audience to get in on this too. Let's see what they got to say as well. I saw one Average video game players in the house. Give it up for average video game player. He's in the house. Appreciate you stopping by. He said the Cowboys are the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFC. Boy, that's stretching it. Boy, that's
But no, real quick, we also have the franchise tag in our pocket. We can
yeah.
franchise Pickens 2 years in a row, and I think pretty much at
Okay.
the end, out of the 26 and the 27 season, you're not going to be keeping Dak
Okay.
around much longer after that. We also have to think about that. We can tag him, and then if the team wants him, they have to give us 2 ones. But we can
Okay.
tag him for the next 2 seasons, and
Yeah.
he's going to get a
So
nice
that.
contract. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, franchise tag is not a bad thing.
It's
Kirk
not a
Cousins
bad
has made a
thing.
lot of money off the franchise tag.
It's not a bad thing, but I'm when you look at this as part of the scenario dealing with Pickens and how he was navigated towards the Dallas Cowboys during the offseason via offseason, he had a bomb rap with him. It wasn't nothing off the field, it was
Yeah.
just the on field, his on
Yeah.
field presence. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that had to be with he wasn't content with being there at Pittsburgh at all. He was done with Pittsburgh, pretty much like Michael Parsons was done with Dallas. Uh, but when it comes to Pickens and Parsons and the agent scenario and stuff like that, I kind of look in the back of my mind and look at the scenario and try to play it like Jerry would play it. Would I rather keep Pickens and let uh uh Parsons go and get something more valuable for him, which he did. He got some value for Parsons. Uh, when I look at Pickens in this 1 year scenario situation and whatnot, yeah, it's gonna up his monetary value. Yes, true indeed, it's gonna up his monetary value. But at the same time, you got to look at something. Pickens said a lot of things that he didn't say when he came to the Cowboys. It's the first time I ever been with a quarterback of that is able to play the position. This is the first time I've been in a place, and we talking about Cowboys history versus Pittsburgh history. This is the first time he said this is the first time I've been somewhere that I really just like.
Mm.
So uh
Mm.
some people will take like and comfortability over a monetary situation just for progression. And and if Jerry plays this right, like right now, the wheels are still on the daggum bus. Ain't no dummies. We ain't playing with no dummies. We're playing with house money on offense. It's just defense where the poker table's wrong. But when you just look at the George Pickens scenario, it's really in both. It's in both parties' favor. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. That makes a lot of sense. Let's bring out some more of those comments. I see one. We got RKTV in the house. Give it up for RKTV. He had something to say. He said Cowboys need to give Jerry that Nico Harris energy. Man, that is. Boy, I
Hey,
tell
check
you.
this out.
Good,
I
good
was,
luck.
I was.
Good
Go
luck.
ahead.
No, good luck with that one working. Who?
So if anybody don't know who Nico Harris is, he was the one that made that major trade with Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and then he got Cooper Flag. So we need some luck like that, man. I don't know. All right, what else
Well,
But
we got out there before we get it? Go ahead.
you, you know what amazed me though, man? How is it that the Green Bay Packers without an owner that specifically just has a general manager, no owner, are able to make the moves they're making compared to what the Cowboys are doing with an owner slash general manager?
Cause you got
Because
the damn
Jerry's
Jerome.
because
You
all
mean
Jerry's
Jeremiah?
success was with Jimmy. That was Jimmy Johnson. Jerry's
Well, we
never
gonna
been a
get into that.
successful
Woo!
GM. Jerry's never been a successful GM.
Sweet. We finna
That was
dig
all
deep,
Jimmy.
y'all. Boy, y'all better come on in, cause we finna get straight into some barbershop talk tonight. We finna pull back the wounds and the bandage and everything. We gonna dig deep. The honest truth about these Cowboys, man. So we gotta get into this. But Felice Golly says Shotty can't get rid of the defense coordinator, and we know damn well Jerry's not going to do anything. And he probably won't. I mean, Cowboys champ. I mean, do we see uh Matt staying here throughout the season, or what do you think?
Yeah. Because think about this. 2019, Jason Garrett last year with the Cowboys. People kept saying fire Jason Garrett, but he didn't. He let his contract play out.
Right.
Last year, uh, uh, Marty. I'm sorry, McCarthy contract last year. They let it play out. Now, even though that the coaching staff do not have a salary cap, it's the fact that Jerry wants that coach to play out the whole season. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he bring him back next year.
Oh, no, you can't do that. And the reason
He
I
can't.
say that, the reason I say that, man, they just did a stat. They just did a comparison of 2020 season defensive season to 2025, in which Mike Nolan was the defensive coordinator. Let me tell you this: it's very close. It's pretty
But
similar
what?
between the two.
Can I add something to that? Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike, that 2020 year with Mike Nolan, it was bad, but at least Mike Nolan was trying to change up the defense to match what he think the personnel he got. Matt Eberflush, he not doing a damn thing. It's like zone or bust.
Hey, can I chime in on this? We
yeah,
we even though the Matt Flus is over the defense, all right. He's a defensive coordinator. He's structured the scheme. He implements whatever plays that they want to match up against the opponents and stuff like that throughout the week. Let's go deeper than ever flew. What about the defensive staff? What are they doing? Let's go deeper. Let's dive a little deeper. Is these dudes actually holding these players accountable because they're sure not playing like they're being held accountable? So
Hey,
he's
football
not.
junkie,
What's
football
happening?
junkie. Five of the people came from Eberflus staff from Chicago last year.
Fair enough, right there.
Enough
Yep.
right there. Enough said.
That's enough said,
Enough
right there.
said.
And if you saw me, I just dropped the mic.
yeah. Bring
Enough
up this
said.
one. Right, I want to hear this one right here, real quick, guys, because I definitely want our pound. I want our audience to get involved, and then we're gonna chime in. So, a salute to the panel. How do y'all feel about Blue? I like to hear y'all opinion. I think he's not a shot he's
He's
got
tough,
or Jerry.
man. He's tough.
DB, what do you think about Jaden Blue right now, fam?
Well, evidently it's kind of hard to tell with the lack of playing time. That's the more significant thing about this situation. Considering the running game as a whole, we do have Javante, and he's done well up until this point. But it's clear that using a second back wouldn't hurt us at all. Just to get, if nothing else, to expel Javante, give him a break. And even in this last game, you could see that we clearly needed some sort of change of pace. But him
Yeah,
not being on the field truly concerns me. I know the kid is talented. I mean, you don't go to UT and you're a 5-star recruit, and that it's a lack of talent. That's not the question. But the nuances, the things, the small things that you have to do in order to get on the field, seems like Blue is having trouble with. So
yeah.
it's not talent. I would say
I think he froze up on us a little bit. Come on back,
I'm
DB. You was on one.
I'm, I'm
Go
looking
go
past
ahead.
I'm
Let,
looking
let
past
me get
him, man.
let me get Danny in there real quick. Football junkie. Danny, what do you
Real,
got, real
real
quick?
quick, before I speak on Blue, I just want to say the reason this defense is so bad, follow me now. 2020, Mike Nolan. Then we had Dan Quinn. Then we had Zimmer for a year. Then we have Eberflus. So now next year is going to be 2026, and we're going to be on our fifth different defensive coordinator. How do you show up on draft weekend and have a blueprint to build a team when you have different coaches every single season? We all know around, us coaches and need certain players. They like certain players, and most players are scheme specific. Yet Dallas just brings wants to bring in any coach and switch the players around. As for Jadon Blue, I think it's an incomplete until they get him out in space and throw him the ball and not run him up the 1 and 2 hole. Like they Blue has to be used like Tony Pollard. in a running back by committee league, but he's not somebody you want to run straight up the middle. You want to get him on the outside. You got to get him out in space. He had 600 yards receiving last year. He had 800 yards rushing, 600 yards receiving. So, like I said, I just don't know how like he had good production at Texas, and then what? He comes to Dallas and he's a problem. I mean, I just think Schottenheimer was trying to make an example out of him because he was a rookie. And he
What
can get away with that with a rookie, where he's not going to get away with that with a veteran.
what
Hopefully, they'll, Maffa will come back. I think Miles Sanders was a progress stopper. That's just my 2 cents. And,
Okay.
hopefully, and, so then we'll have Williams, Blue, and Maffa.
What
But
do
I
you
think
got,
as of
Paul
now,
Johnson?
it's incomplete.
Hey, that's it. He hit on it. He hit the nail. He hit the nail on the head right there. I'm looking past Blue. I'm looking for Maffa. Maffa is a better change of pace back for Williams than Blue is. Blue is like you said. He's more. He's a scat back. He's an out in space back. He doesn't have what ETM has. He doesn't have what our guy down in Atlanta has. He doesn't have that nostalgia or that physical presence of those two. He has their speed, but he doesn't bring that bang to your
Yeah, the
bucks
thump.
wow
The thump.
factor off the top. He don't have that. He doesn't have that. He has a dog in him, but he ain't the big dog.
He's a scat
Mamba
back.
is
That's the problem.
he's a
He's a
scat
scat back.
back. That's
Speed.
all he is, all day, every day. Scat back. Mop is the
They.
complimentary back for Williams. And like he said
Mhm.
about Parker, Parker was he was in the way, all the way in the way, all the way in the way.
Yeah.
and before I lost connection, fellas, I was touching on the Jaden Blue. Now, Jaden is an extremely talented back, and you guys are right. As far as in space, you want to be able to put him out on the field and let him do what he does. But
Right.
you got to understand, we're him on the field exposes some things. We got a $260 million quarterback that we can't just expose to anybody just being out there. So the and these concerns were at the University of Texas. These concerns have followed Blue. I mean, he wasn't considered, uh, a real student of the game there. Now,
Hmm.
now they sort of downplayed it. That's what they do at UT. They protect their players. But getting on the field, we got to understand it's more than just can I take a football and run with it. I mean,
Yeah.
God, you
It is.
don't even make it to this level without being talented players. But when you're talking about your $260 million quarterback that's sitting back there, you have to be able to trust guys, not just in terms of running the football, but also having the football study and IQ, the
Yeah.
football character to stand in the gap and protect $100 million assets. So I think that it's a little bit more. Is it a question of talent? I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
Moving
And
wide
I get,
too.
he has a
and it's
resume.
about yeah.
He has
And it's
also
about yeah. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just gonna say this here. It's about playing to his strength. We tried to
with
do
that.
that with Pollard. We tried to run through the A gap and the B gap. That is not his strength. Blue is more of outside pitch or off tackle or jet sweep, something like that. That's how you're going to
With,
use him, kind of like a razzle dazzle or something.
but
So
just look at it from that standpoint, you're gonna expose yourself to being predictable. Yes, you want to put him in the spots that he's good
Yeah,
at. Yes, that's up to staff. But
yeah,
okay,
also you got to understand when you
Yeah,
put guys
but
out there like that, then you're tipping your hand to a defense.
not
yeah.
really,
What
but
not really,
yeah,
because if not really because you got all them daggum 4x4 relay runners over there at Kansas City, world star track athletes. Really, in all honesty, instead of using Turpin like they use Turpin, Turpin can be wide receiver number 4. And that Data and Blue could go in and be doing what Turpin is doing. he possesses the same type of speed, but he got some more of a physical ability than Turpin does.
What do you
Well,
I
got? What do you
mean,
got, PR Cowboy?
I just there's two ways you go about this, right? Is okay, they drafted Blue, his speed, right? I feel like that's what they saw. They saw his speed, that's what they drafted him, right?
Yeah.
When we looked at them both play in preseason, and like I know it's his preseason, but you can
mhm.
tell in a guy what they got most almost instantly if they got it or they don't got it, right? I remember watching Dak throw his first pass out there. When we drafted Dak, I didn't think he was 3 4 years from being a starter, and then I saw him throw his first pass to Dez. I was like, hmm, I never saw that. So
Hmm.
when I saw Phil Maffa with the vision that I saw him run in preseason when he had his opportunities, I was like, this kid is better than Blue. He's better than Blue.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Well, and
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
going well when they drafted Blue, and I was like, well, you're talking right. You're talking about you need him in space, right? You need this kid in space. You need to do all this and do that, right? My thing about it is like, well, you got a guy like that. You got Cavante Turpin. He's a receiver. He's
Yeah.
smaller, but you get him in space.
right.
No, that's true. Now, and and that was the same observation I made. I'm like, okay, we brought Jaden Blue. I mean, do we? And then you got Phil Mouth because I'm thinking, it was the battle was going to be between Sanders and Williams and Maffa. That's who I thought it was going to be. And I was like, okay, Jaden Blue, what are we going to do with Jaden Blue? So, but he is built like the guy as like Cavante Turpin. But like Football Junkie say, you can use him in certain packages. He is, I mean, like I said, DB said himself, he's a talented kid. It's just about us finding a position and what type of packages we can put in. This is where Schottenheimer is going to have to be creative. He's got to use
Yes, sir.
everything because right now, where we're looking, we're going to have to rely really, really heavy on this offense. Really, really heavy. And with
Heck
that
yeah.
being said, with that being said, so let's do this recap real quick of the Panthers and Cowboys. Final score was 30-27. Um Rico Dowdle said, hey, I'm a tough runner. Cowboys going to have to buckle up. We're going to start with you first, Football Junkie. Let's give us your take on the game on Sunday, and what did you see, and what is your observations of that game?
My observation of the game, Rico Dowdle, he backed up everything he said he was going to do. Uh, he basically said, since Parsons didn't get you, I'm going to get you. I got you. That's exactly what he said. I'm going to live true to my word on what was supposed to go down. Uh, far as the defensive standpoint, because that's where everything is so highlighted at the defensive performance on Sunday and how Rico attacked the defense, Carolina's attack on the defense, because basically they ran the ball down the Cowboys' defensive throat, play after play. When they had no answer, no rhyme or reason for stopping the offense from moving the ball on the run department. Um, our defensive front, uh, we can't blitz 1 inch because our defensive front is not getting the adequate push or be able to cause the disturbance that is needed for the linebackers to flow to be more uh, uh, audacious towards the passing game. And then when you look at most of the time in the passing game, our linebackers are dropping back into coverage. And everybody is taking that approach to the Cowboys defense because they know that, okay, we pass on these guys, they're not really going to cover us. They're going to give it up. Or if we have a running quarterback, they're going to leave gaps and holes available for our quarterback to take off and run for 5, 6, maybe 15 yards. The defense is so atrocious right now. It just it's like a boo boo smear in the bathroom. Is so disrespectful. It don't make no sense to even think about how. I mean, I was just lost for words in the last take that we had on Monday mic up. I just didn't have nothing to say concerning the defense and their performance because it looks so high school, junior high to me. Because these guys are playing these positions for years, and they seem like they don't know technique or assignments when it comes to reading, reacting to what is going on in front of their very faces. Uh, Linebackers running up into the backers of defensive linemen getting pushed back, cornerbacks backing up 6, 7 yards past the line of game for a first down. I mean, it's not just digs, it's on both sides of the field. Safeties and free safeties are not communicating with the cornerbacks. Only person I really do just really see trying to communicate with people as far as linebackers and DBs is lower file. It's just it's crazy. I don't understand it, man. I
You
really
know,
don't.
so PR Cowboy, man, we were just hyped last week because we beat the Jets and we came out with these score. What you said, you played the field. Now I see why. But we was pretty hyped, man. We beat the Jets, man, and we said, man, Jets is a good team, man. And you mean, it just they was going through something, but the story has changed tonight, PR Cowboy. So give us your assessment on what you saw on Sunday.
Well, and it's like Jekyll and Hyde, right? We said before the Jets game was they're going to make Justin Fields look like an All Pro quarterback. We thought that he was going to throw the ball all over a yard for us. That didn't happen. They pretty much stopped Brees Hall, which I think is a really good running back, until late in the game he started getting all his yards really. Um, so going against Carolina, you're like, okay, they figured this out, right? Another weak quarterback like Justin Fields. We're gonna stop this guy too, like they did Justin Fields. That Caleb Williams stuff, that was just a fluke. All right, we're gonna get it together here. And Bryce Young, man, he looked like his team's ready for make an NFC title game with the way he played against us. And 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 my it goes back to this is I'm just looking at this Eberflus deal. And look, and I get it. I saw tight end pushing Marshawn Nealon 10 yards back down the field. I was like, oh my God, like a tight end pushing a defensive end 10 yards back. Jeez. I'm not, like I said, the players deserve as much as Eberflus gets of this stuff. But at the
Yeah,
same time, I'm just watching this and I'm just like, I saw maybe a handful of times where it was like maybe third and short or fourth and short or whatever the case. They sold out to stop the run, right? That's when they did the play action. They had somebody open, or when they sold out to stop the run, right? In my head, I'm just thinking, why are we not selling out to stop the run on first down when they're picking up 6, 7 yards at a time to force them to throw the ball? Because to me, this is just, I mean, I'm just a guy that sits on the couch and watches the game, man. But
yeah.
tell football jockey, tell me this: if you're going to go play the Carolina Panthers, what is going to be your game plan?
Or is my gonna be my
After,
game plan from
yeah,
an
what's your game
offensive
plan
my game
against
plan
against Bryce Young?
against Bryce Young? I'm supposed to blitz Bryce Young. I'm supposed to
I'm
keep
fixing.
pressuring Bryce Young because he can't think once that pressure get at him.
So my
Sending them
thinking
down.
is, Rico Dotto came out and said, "You better buckle up. I'm on just coming off a 200-yard game, which I loved Rico. We've all
Yeah,
loved Rico when he was here.
yeah.
We all thought he didn't get the fair share of his chance when he should have got his chance. But anyways, mine is that he just ran for 200 yards and he's talking smack already. My thing is like, hey, I'm gonna do everything I can to stop this guy. This is this is pretty much Philadelphia's Saquon Barkley, right? You're lining up to stop that guy and make that
Oh,
quarterback
uh,
beat you. We do the same thing to Jalen Hurts, right? You stop Saquon, you make that guy beat you with his arm. We they should have done that in the Green Bay game in the playoffs. You line up and stop Aaron Jones. Do not let him beat you. You make Jordan Love beat you. And what do we do? We're running the same defense. The teams know what we're going to do. We're going to play cover two, bend, don't break. But if it's more breaking than anything, there's no bending. You're breaking, and they know that they know what we're going to do. They know teams come in knowing what kind of defense we're going to run. And after the first quarter, after Rico was just running, the defense should have changed right then and there. Like guys, 8 men in the box, play man to man, make Bryce Young throw the ball on us. That's what
Yeah.
should have been the game plan.
Yeah.
And I just I don't understand it. I don't care if that's
Preparation.
your style
Preparation.
defense.
The lack of preparation. Damn it. That's the
They
And
problem.
they
and
think
What the hell? And I think
you're
and at
sitting.
PR Capital, I really think they overlooked. They thought this was going to be a pushover game. They really thought
they
it
did.
was. I just
They did.
played.
But that's the
They
bad thing if your coaches if your coaching think that like. And here's the thing about it is like I it all we always say does it fall on the head coach for not doing this or that or whatever the case. But Shotty, man, look, Shotty, he sat down Trayvon Diggs, right? He made him not start for a game because of something. Matt Eberflus didn't do that. Shotty went over there and did that. So like, and then you get and like Shotty's dealing with all these injuries on this offense, and he has his offense still flying.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're on the defensive side
Yeah.
of the ball. You have your starters. What's the
Some.
problem?
Some.
So Cowboys champ. Let me get you in on here. So I need to hear your assessment and what in your observation of this game, what you saw on Sunday, and don't hold back, brother. Which I know
Okay,
you won't.
I'm gonna go to the fourth quarter. The last time the offense had the ball, when it was still 6 minutes left. The play selection, two screen pass, which equal out
Oh my
to negative 14 yards. And then you want to
oh
try to get cute with a pass. Even then, before then, Schottenheimer kept calling cutesy plays. You don't win with cutesy plays, especially when your defense is is the dog poop that you step on, you step in.
mm,
That's what the defense is. Uh, yes, of course, yes, we can put the blame on. We have the blame go all around.
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care
Yeah.
who. Jerry, Steven, the coach, quarterback, offensive line, the whole team, because that those three plays lost the game because excuse my French, but how in the hell you thought that this fucking defense was going to keep the
It gonna
going to
happen.
stop Carolina offense and you get the ball back? I mean, ever
Hmm.
flush.
Ever.
Yeah.
Man, get your head out of your behind. You
Yeah.
know that this team do not have the personnel that you want to play. And
So
and then and the fact that I'm gonna say this. And
no,
then
go ahead, brother.
this what hit the nail on the coffin. Why would ATM running, the Cowboy didn't try to tackle him. He like, oh, y'all try to want me to score. And he sat right down. And the time just tick, tick, tick. That right there is the fact that this reason why nobody wanted to come to the Cowboys and coach this team because of the idiot GM.
Well,
And I got to
and
go.
so you're so right about that. But this is my problem right here, Cowboys champ and PR Cowboy and football junkie and the audience out there. If your head coach has his nose in the playbook, who's managing the game?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm
Who's
going now.
managing? I understand what Schottenheimer wants to do. I can call a play. Schottenheimer, you don't need that job. This is your first, what do you want it, audition. So I need to have somebody that's sitting back, watching the offense, watching the defense, and managing the game. But your nose is so far in this playbook to where you're not able to manage the game. I looked up with like 4 minutes left in the game. We had no timeouts.
Say, say, man, could this be a situation also where Shouty, this is his first time head coaching gig. Everflus has head coaching experience over him. S- Could this be some bull in the pasture type of stuff? You got two bulls in the pasture where Shotty's like, I'm letting him over there do his thing with this defense. If it go disarray, it goes disarray. It's on him. But no, it's on you because you the head coach at the end of the day. I mean, it
I,
could be one of them situations right there. It really could be. and
It's a
Jerry
bad
just let it
setup.
play
It's a
out.
bad setup. If that's the
Huh.
case, PR Cowboy, it's a
But
bad setup.
it's definitely a bad setup because like PR said earlier, five of those coaches on that staff is from the Chicago staff with him when he was at Chicago. Now you just look at this. We we ran it down and said that the Cowboys have had four different defensive coordinators. This is the fourth year. A lot of those players, specifically in the secondary, are with their fourth defensive coordinator. Now you look at the Chicago Bears. When you look at the Chicago Bears for player personnel right now, they're playing with majority of the same players they had under Everflux. Look at this defense. Look at their defense, and look at our defense. That's an automatic testament to tell you that the staff and the head coach, defensive coordinator, is garbage, poo, cheese, trash.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Because you think Shoddy picked him? No, Shoddy
No,
didn't pick him. He didn't pick him. We know that. And that's been the problem for 30 plus years. Jerry picks certain people to be part of the staff and doesn't let us take over. Now, minus that, I'm not going to put none of this on Shoddy on this game at all. This is all Eberflus. I don't care what anybody says. This is all Eberflus on this game on his hand because I don't give a fuck if we didn't have no timeouts with 15 minutes left. It's the
I agree
defense.
with you.
I put up 27 points.
I'm
I got
supposed
to
to
win that
win.
game. I'm supposed to win. And the other thing is, I'm sitting there and look, I go down the list. Shanahan has the same problem he has the same problem. He's gotten his team to a Super Bowl. He has the same problem with clock management when he gets down there. We've seen it multiple times with him, but he's gotten his
Yeah,
team to a Super Bowl. Lafleur, Lafleur in the tying game that we had with them, that was bad clock management by them. It looked like he was
yeah,
playing for a
yeah,
tie. I've seen
yeah,
Andy Reid do it. I've seen so this whole thing about him. Look, we've seen it with Mike McCarthy. We've seen it over and over. It's just a thing that happens with these coaches over and over and over again. And look, he's a first year head coach. This is what we're gonna have to live with. But I'm giving Shawty like I look, and we're all at the beginning of the year, right? We're like, holy fuck, what are we doing here? What are we? I was right there. I was like, what is this guy gonna do? What is this guy gonna do? And through 6 games, 5 games, 6 games, I mean, he's won me over so far. He has.
yeah.
Now
I don't take. Yeah.
I wish Jerry let him bring who he wants in on the defensive side of the ball.
And here we are right now, and I'm glad you brought that up. 31 years and counting.
Hmm.
Nothing has changed in 31 years. And when we revert back to when everything was good, what was it that made us as good as we were? Even before Jimmy Johnson, we had Tom Landry. Tom Landry had a structured uh organization. He had people in place. And a lot of things he just didn't go for. I mean, if something was an issue, he changed it. Same thing with Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson came in here and made Jerry Jones the person he was through his knowledge of the game of football. And then my question to you guys, if Jimmy Johnson was here today, do you think he would even put up with any of this? Even Tom Landry, do you think these guys would put up with this foolishness on this defensive side of the ball?
No, no, no. I
No,
really don't
no.
believe that Jimmy would put up with this foolishness on the defensive side of the ball because Jimmy was hands on both sides of the ball on all three phases. To be exact, he was a part of all three phases of the game. That's Jimmy. That's a coach. He is gonna be on all three phases of the game, no matter what. If somebody like the one field goal kicker that missed the ball, what he told him to do, take a plane trip, catch another plane, catch another plane. Hey, he even did it to Troy Aikman when Troy Aikman went uh there on time to catch a plane. He took a plane, and the plane left without his starting quarterback. He had to catch another plane to the game. So Jerry wasn't about. I mean, Jimmy wasn't about that bull shucking and jive, man. And that's what the problem is. There's too much shuck and jive going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Way too much. They playing Uno when they supposed to be playing poker, man.
So and that's so true. Patrick Ryder said, "Who's the damn leader on defense?" That's when your leader defense says, "Let's shut this shit down and give back off. When that's true, we've been trying to. It's not happening. There's no leader. I don't know who the leader is, but here's my question to you, PR Cowboy. Here we are, 31 years, 31 years, and for
Mhm.
whatever reason, Jerry. I don't know if it's ego or Jerry just refused to look back what got him the 3 Super Bowls that he got. But nothing has changed. Um,
Yeah.
what are your take on that right now? 31 years and we here we are and nothing,
And he's
absolutely nothing.
he's not going to, man. He's just not going to. And when he's gone, it could be even worse. When because Steven's going to be the next guy, and it could get even worse at that point. And we've seen these franchises when the kids take over, it does get worse. So, um, I and you can even go to when he got Parcells in. If it wasn't for Parcells, this team probably would have never got back on the right track.
Yeah,
Remember
the draft.
remember after Switzer with that Johnson team, we were 5-11, 5-11 all those years,
Yeah,
and then Parcells comes in, and Parcells turns it around within instantly with his drafting, right?
yeah,
Shows Jerry like this is what you need to do, this and that, right? And he gets it pushed into the right direction. And luckily, Jerry's kind of at least have been able to kind of keep it where they're okay. They're winning football games, but we're not where we want to be as fans, right? We expect Super Bowls or buzz. That's our deal. I don't care about 12 wins and one playoff win or whatever the case may be. But like I said, this is just not. It's not a way to operate. Fine, you want to be owner GM, fine. But man,
no,
you
that's
gotta
not
let.
fine shit.
Well, it's not fine, but you need your coach to pick his complete staff. Because if you want to put the blame on that coach and he's losing games and stuff like that, at least he did it with his guys that he
Yeah,
chose himself, right? He chose
Yeah.
those guys himself to come and coach these guys and 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 either win or lose, right? So, but when we're looking at it, we know, right? We know who Jerry brought in. We know who Charlie was able to bring in.
yeah,
So when that side of the ball is doing horrible, we know who it was. It was Jerry. And Jerry doesn't and Jerry tries to steer that away from him like he didn't do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Jerry, man. We know we ain't stupid, man. We ain't dumb, bro. Like we know this is your pick, this is your guy, whatever the case may be. And it's a wonder why we're not in worse position than we are right now. It really is. I mean,
yeah.
with him, some of the choices that he could have made, it really is a wonder we're not in worse position than what we really are.
So football
Yeah.
junkie, we done had two high, we done had two high caliber coaches to come through here. Jimmy Johnson and we had Bill Parcell. And Bill Parcell said, I just can't do it anymore. So what is it going to take? Well, I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say that because I know what your answer is gonna. But on a professional level, football junkie, if it was you and you had to redo this situation, what are you doing? What are you doing to get back to where we were years ago? And I
In order for the Cowboys to get back to what they were years ago, Jerry's gonna have to take a step back and allow coaches to be coaches, and he's got to become more coach friendly instead of boss. Want to be the man.
last coach.
Exactly. And
Want to be one of the guys.
yeah, that too. And Jerry's got to look at himself and put the liquor bottle down for a little bit sometimes. Just say, hey, I really want to win a Super Bowl instead of just talk about it. He's got to want to. Jerry, that's where it's got to be at right there. All shucking jobs aside, Jerry's got to want to have the desire to win a Super Bowl over running a business empire. That's just the bottom line to it. Jerry's got to really want to win a Super Bowl over running an empire because he's got an empire. This dude has the biggest sports organization in the world. This
Is
dude
that
is
enough?
kicking.
Is that enough for him,
No, it's
or
not enough for him. It's not enough for him because you see what he's got
and I'm
coming
saying
in.
as far as the marketing and the profit is because a lot of people said Jerry's not worried about another Super Bowl. He just worried about the profit.
Exactly. He's worked and he's doing what he wanted to do, create generational wealth. That's what he's done.
Yep.
So you didn't set up and establish your kingdom to where it's gonna have longevity, Jared. You got the Dallas Cowboys, man. Go ahead and put this organization back on top of the mountain where it's supposed to be at.
Mhm.
Because if you don't go and do the things that are necessary to bring in the coaches that is gonna run this team and operate this team like it needs to be operated, we're gonna keep on getting what we're getting every Sunday, every
31
year.
years.
That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna keep getting it, man. I mean, and then you see what it took with Barry. Barry Switzer said it after that year that he thought he was just gonna waltz right in there and just enjoy the ride to a Super Bowl. But he said, I really realized that I had to coach.
Mhm. Yep.
So, and I hear what you're saying, football junkie. So, PR Cowboy, before we get out of here, how much of this falls on Jerry and how much of this falls on Steven? Again, I keep saying you have two businessmen making coaching decisions. And it's what's hurting us because they so caught up in trying to make the decision that coaches should be making to where this is what's affecting the organization. So how much of this is Jerry's on Jerry and how much of this is on Steven? Because a lot of this now let me just say this. I remember when Jerry used to make the big splashes, the Charles Haley, the Deion
Yeah.
Sanders, these players that he would go out and get, make the big splash. But that seems like we've been really penny pinching here lately as far as trying to go out and make the big splash. So what do you think about that?
I think it falls 100% on Jerry for letting his son have that position, to be
He's
in that
old,
position.
PR Cowboy. He's 82 years old.
But he's allowed this over time. This is what, if you and you can watch the documentary, this is what he's always wanted. He talked about it in it, working with his kids and giving them these, and like, so he's giving them these titles to do this. And look, we go back to the Johnny Manziel where Steven said no, he took that, and we're like, yeah, thank you, Steven, for not letting him do that, right?
Yeah,
I think at that point, Steven got a little bit more and more say into things from that
yeah,
point on. But the problem with Steven, and like you said, we see this with big franchises all the time, right? When the kids take over, it's not very good, right? It does. You saw it with the Lakers. You seen it. It doesn't get good. And when he did that, Steven's not. He's a follower. Steven's a
Hmm.
follower. Steven's gonna look at what these guys are doing, and he's gonna try to copycat what they're doing. And when Jerry was at his young stage of this team, Jerry did what he wanted to do, right? Jerry gambled on. He took the chances to do. Jimmy was just a college coach. Hey, I'm gonna bring he's my best friend. I'm gonna bring him in. That's what he said, right?
yeah,
Steven don't do that. Steven's gonna look. The Patriots are winning all these Super Bowls. How are they doing it? Oh, we should try that in nickel and dime. And what has he tried to do, right? Nickel and dime. And then he starts seeing these Super Bowl contending teams. Oh, these guys signing these guys to 1 year deals, 2 year deals, and getting some play out of them for those deals. Which he finally hits on one with Javante out of how many? And I'm gonna do that. But the problem, like I told you, G, the problem with that is you have to be a Super Bowl contending team to do those kind of deals, to bring in those guys on 1 and 2 years to fill in those little spots that you need.
right.
Not when you have big holes everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And that's
Nah.
where that's the problem where we lie with Steven.
And that's the honest
Hey,
truth right now. That is the
hey,
honest truth.
hey, G. Yeah. Can I answer what EA Troll just said?
The Raiders are a good example of that.
Yes, he said the Raiders are a good example of that. No, they're not. Cowboys are. because the Raiders went to the NFC AFC Championship game and got cheated by a tuck rule by the New England Patriots. Then the Raiders played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. So Cowboys haven't even been in the Super Bowl or even played an AFC Championship game or NFC Championship game that except for the Green Bay situation. We got fandangled like the Raiders did, but we haven't been to the Super Bowl. Raiders have.
Well, and I think what he's probably saying is him and now Davis are similar. They're penny pinchers, you know.
They are. They are.
I think it was similar as when Mark Davis fully took over, and it kind of from
Yeah,
that point, and that's kind of like scary, right? Like, okay, Jerry's we're not winning Super Bowls, but we're like, okay, we need a few pieces here and there, we can be in contention, right? And then if Steven comes in, we don't know if this thing's just gonna fall like the
yeah,
Raiders. And but look, but it still ends up in the same boat, right? Because
Yeah.
whether the Raiders win 1 or 2 games and we win 12 games but don't get the Super Bowl, guess what? Same thing. No championship. Don't matter
yeah,
how it don't
yeah.
matter.
Yeah, it's just that's where we are, man. We have businessmen that's trying to make coaching decisions. It's been 31 years, and I think there's a lot of ego with Jerry Jones. Same thing with Michael. You know, he's going to get. You know, he's the Clint Eastwood. He's the John Wayne when he's
Mm.
challenged. Not going to be beat, and he's gonna make the last draw or whatever the case may be. And this is what puts him in the position that he's in because of his ego. 31 years. And if Jerry Jones was smart enough, he would think back. How did I win those first 3 Super Bowls? Because I had a coach that knew the game. And not saying that Schottenheimer don't knows the game, but you got to allow Schottenheimer to bring in the
Yeah.
coaches and the staff that he needs. I remember the time when we had Jason Garrett. We hired Jason Garrett as an offensive coordinator before we had a head coach. Then we brought
Perfect
Wade Phillips in,
example. Perfect
and we brought
example.
all these different
And we
personalities. Go ahead.
and what we've done, we've just recycled like that, right? The only guy they brought from the outside since then was McCarthy. But
And
here we
Carson
go.
That's
Wentz.
We
it.
follow that cycle. We Here we go. Follow that cycle is, hey, this guy was part of the coaching staff. Which look, like I said, Charlie's done a great job with the offense. But this is what we've done before. We brought Wade. He was part of the defense, right? Brought him as head coach. Hey, Garrett was there. Recycled, right? Just kept
Yeah.
everything the same within house. And these guys have a few good years, and then but still no champions to show for it.
And that's where we are, guys. That's where we are. And this is the honest truth about the Dallas Cowboys. If you haven't been following the Cowboys, we've been following the Cowboys for a long time. And basically, the honest truth about this Dallas Cowboys team is Jerry Jones' ego.
It is.
And
And
you
yeah,
know,
and here
you
we
know the
are.
sad thing about it, guys. The sad thing about it is you start just looking at the NFC this year. You look how the struggles are happening around these teams, and we've
Yeah,
seen it in past years too, where like, man, and we just have our shit together. Like
we
it's
can
right
win it.
there. It's
Well,
right
it's
there.
right
It's right
there.
there.
It's
There's no
right there.
But
juggernaut teams out there. There's no juggernaut teams out. Look at the Buffalo Bills. They just lost
yeah,
yesterday. I mean, Kansas City. Look at the Ravens. It's there.
yeah.
It's there. But
It's
if
there.
if we don't
But
straighten out this defense,
we can't take advantage of it. We just can't. We never do.
yeah,
We never do. We ran into these situations before where it's right there, and we just don't take advantage of these
this
situations.
team is cursed, brother. I hate to say it. It just I don't see anything outside of being America's team and just being the face of football. But I don't know about any more trophies. I just don't see it. And I was hoping and praying that I see another Super Bowl before I leave this old glory land. But I just don't know, man. But it's the same old story, just a different chapter every year. So here we go. We getting ready to play the Washington Commanders.
Ooh.
And the way Jaden Daniels is playing now. The reason we beat Daniels last year because Michael gave him the blues. We don't have no pass rushers. We don't have a pass rusher. When you got Sam Williams getting pushed back by a receiver 10 yards, and then you got Marshawn Nealon getting dragged through the mud through the fourth quarter, whatever the case may be. Where is the pass rusher? There
And
there isn't.
We got clowning brother-in-law, and what was the purpose, sole reason to go and pay that dude, and he's not being no type of contribution to the table?
Well, they said it's experience. But again, we got to get to the quarterback, and that basically what we didn't do on Sunday was make Bryce Young uncomfortable. We made him a
Nope.
5-star quarterback. We
Yep.
made him a 5-star quarterback because we couldn't
You're
stop the
not.
run.
And
Go
you
ahead.
didn't mix any. You didn't even mix any coverages to show them something different. You just said,
Yes, we
"Yep,
did.
we're gonna run this same. We're gonna run this same coverage." And hey, Bryce, this is where the holes are at in the defense. And hey, if you can hit them, it's all yours.
4th and 4, and Trayvon Diggs is playing 8 yards deep. Come on, some of this falls on the players too. Why do we keep putting? Why we keep putting Donovan Wilson in open coverage? He cannot cover. He cannot cover. Change that.
That's why
And see, this
I
this is
don't.
what pisses me off. This is what pisses me off because we said Schottenheimer said, "Well, this is going to be competitive. It's going to be competitive. It's next. This is going to be a competitive team, and whoever does, okay." We see Donovan Wilson cannot play. Pull his ass out. Put the next man up. Put him up. If Trayvon Diggs, if you're going to play like that and you playing scared, because basically what this defense is doing, this defense is playing for that. There's no aggression. There's no aggressiveness in this defense.
The
Everything is finessed, and you will not be able to win a game when you want to finesse. You got 4th and 4, and you got this high dollar cornerback Trayvon Diggs playing 9 yards deep, giving up the
Mhm.
first down, and what happened?
and
It
and you can
actually
and
happened.
you can and G and football junkie. I know you see this, and we've known this for the last couple of years. You can see the difference when the offensive when we're running the ball really well and Devontae's just playing bully ball.
Yeah,
We have guys like that on the offensive side. Javonte's going to
yeah,
run hard and run to you. Jake Ferguson's going to get in your face after he
yeah,
catches the ball, and he's gonna let you know I'm here all day. You
yeah.
know, and we have guys like that on the offense. On the defense, you don't got guys like
At
that.
the end of the day, the head coach has to make the adjustments. The head coach, I don't like what you're running over there. I don't like it. Change it. If
Yeah,
Trayvon Diggs cannot hold that position, get him out. Give me the next man
he
up.
he
If
can't.
same.
if Deron Bland, you getting beat, I don't care what money you making, but we're not going to play like this.
The
I'm just
last
throwing.
guy,
My job as
the
a
la-
head coach is to make adjustment. And I'm looking across the field and I'm looking and seeing what they're doing over there. Me as a head coach, oh, I see what they do. They're overloading left and they're coming back right. Hey, let's slide out. But again, if your head coach has his nose in the offensive playbook, who is managing the game? That's
but
my
honestly,
Man,
question.
he still don't have the ability to do that. That's Jerry's
No,
defensive coordinator. That's not his defensive coordinator.
say, man, at the end of the day, Schottenheimer sounds like Martin Luther King. Change is gonna come. Change is gonna come.
well, you know what?
Gotta
That's Sam
come.
Cooke. Sam Cooke
It's
said
gonna
that.
come. Every week after every game, we lose, we hear about some change. All right,
Well,
Dottie
well,
King.
that all we
well,
can do, man, is keep our fingers crossed. What you got,
I sat
PR
here.
Cowboy?
I sat here Monday all day, looking at my phone, waiting for to see that guy get fired. And as soon as I didn't see
It's
that
not going to
happen,
happen.
I saw every coach getting fired Monday and Tuesday. I saw everybody else except for
Yeah,
the guy that I wanted to see. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, it's just not going to happen. It ain't.
It's
say,
not going
I
to
had.
happen. Mike Nolan went through the whole season. And if you
Yeah.
do fire him, see, that's why I say the 3 preseason games was important. That is to let you know what your starters can do and what they can't do. Who said we're that good that we don't need our starters on the field? We're still trying to grasp and see what we can and what we can't do. That's where we are right now. But
Really,
that's
really,
again,
yeah, like you said, the only chance they got is the offense needs to score 21 points right off the bat, make 21 nothing, but then your defense can't even stop them from keeping up with you. So I don't know.
giving up 23 points. God almighty. All right, people. Well, we're gonna stop right there. We done held them over an hour and 15 minutes. But man, listen, I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to EA Tro in the house. We had Santiago Marcelino, which is Roxanne. All right, we got who else we have in here tonight? We had average video game player. He was in the house.
Texas Riders.
RKTV was in the house. Who else we got in here? Lord
Yeah,
Nova 85 was in here. So appreciate everybody. Thank everybody that came on the panel. DB, Danny Savage, Cowboys champ, PR Cowboy, football junkie. Again, man, appreciate y'all. You guys make this show go, man. And I appreciate everybody. But all we can do now, guys, is keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Oh
We
my
got to cross
gosh.
our toes now, man.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Like I always say, continue to stay safe, continue to be blessed, and if you don't do anything else, continue to be kind. We need more kindness. So whatever you do, be kind. Treat somebody with kindness. And with that being said, we're out. Deuces.